Well, joining us tonight is Fred Fleitz, national security expert, president of the Center for Security Policy. Fred, good to see you. I want to, before we get into Fiona Hill and the rest, your reaction to the rhetoric of the Chinese, even as they are inviting the United States to Beijing for more trade talks.
Well, Beijing does not want the president to sign this bill in Hong Kong, but I think they realize this is probably going to happen. So far, the administration has tried to support the people of Hong Kong without antagonizing Beijing and making the situation worse. But it's gotten to such a point where the president and Congress have to do something.
Yeah, and the president is doing something, to his credit, and to the credit of the House and the Senate. And by the way, I'm told that members of some members, and I'm not going to, our sources tell us that a number of members of the administration at the cabinet level tried to talk two senators into voting against the legislation. Stunning stuff. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
Don't you agree it would be very poor service to the president for that person to have done that?
I mean, there was a time when I think we were hoping we could put the genie back in the bottle and get both sides to back down. We're long past that point.
Both sides of what? I'm sorry.
Well, basically get both sides to abide by the 1997 treaty of the prior
Who are the
system
both
in
sides?
Hong Kong. The people of Hong Kong and the Chinese government.
Yeah, that's long gone, as you say.
That's right.
The fact is, this country has to stand up for its values, its ideals, and this president is just the guy to do that. Anyone in his administration who would counsel a course other than that, I think should. I won't go into details about what I think.
In light of the recent violence, you're exactly right.
Let's turn to Fiona Hill. Speaking of annoying circumstances, here's a woman who wrote in 2015 a Brookings Institute op-ed wanting to keep the United States, prevent the United States from giving lethal weapons to Ukraine, and then sitting in that hearing room today criticizing the president because he did give lethal weapons to the Ukrainians, did step up for the Ukrainians. My God, what are we watching here? Fiona Hill, I mean, she's quite something, don't you think?
Well, I know Fiona Hill. I traveled on Air Force One with Fiona Hill. She wasn't partisan to me, although I knew she had previously worked for the Brookings Institution. She was supposed to be a fact witness today, but she wasn't a fact witness. She
declared herself as such, even.
She went out on tirades. She lectured the Republicans. She attacked the Republicans on things that they didn't even say, like accusing the Republicans that they don't believe Russia meddled in the 2016 election. But there's something very interesting about what she said on lethal aid to Ukraine. She said that the Obama administration, the interagency during that administration, approved this aid, but the president, for political reasons, didn't provide the aid. So, Lou, where's the whistleblower from the Obama years complaining that President Obama didn't listen to the bureaucracy? Because that's what's going on right now with President Trump.
One thing that I don't think that Adam Schiff and his other radical dim friends, I don't think they planned on would be the revelations for the American people about the deep state, the permanent state, the bureaucracy, and the arrogance of them. And I'm not talking about even the political appointees. We're talking about Foreign Service officers. I mean, who do they think they are? Who the hell do they think the interagency is? And I mean, I think the American people right now they've been served notice. You have a government not in the control of the people you elect.
Well, Alexander Vindman testified that he was upset that the president didn't follow the talking points on Ukraine provided by the interagency that reflected the official U.S. government policy. I'm sorry, the president makes the official U.S. government policy. He can use talking points prepared by Vindman and Hill if he wants to, but at the end of the day, he is our principal policymaker, and the policy is whatever he decides it's to be.
Yeah, it is, to me, awesome to behold arrogant bureaucrats, diplomats, if you will, Foreign Service officers behaving as they do. Because you know what it appears from their testimony, many of them, it looks like at least half their time is spent spying on one another and the other half gossiping about one another and their superiors. It's truly an astonishing spectacle what Adam Schiff has provided us, don't you think?
I do, and I think these hearings were a big flop. I talked to some of my relatives in Pennsylvania. Their reaction was, we don't know what this is about. Get this off TV. And if you saw Schiff's summary today at the end of the hearings, he didn't really talk much about the president. He attacked the Republicans. He attacked the Republicans' criticism of the various witnesses. I thought Schiff was losing it, and I think Schiff knows that this whole impeachment circus is costing the Democrats and is going to help the president.
Fred, thanks so much for being with us.